everyone. We're called out here today for an accident in Rock Springs on Gateway and Dewar. It's a truck versus car or something like that. And it's Christmas Eve, so I'm cruising out to go pick it up. I'm running support for Tyrone. I guess there was two vehicles that are running short on tow trucks. So they allowed us to come out with two trucks and get both vehicles from the accident. It saves a little time and hassle. I'm coming from the yard because, well, that's where I was when the call came in. Boy, the wipers are horrible. But, so it should be a pretty fast little cleanup. I don't think it was a horrible accident, but we'll see when we get there. It had gotten a wreck in the intersection. Tyrone had fired it up and drove it to where we picked it up. He got the road open. The first order of business, always, when you come up towing at a crash scene, is to get the road open. You want to stop the bottleneck in traffic, because once the traffic bottlenecks, basically a bit more wrecks happen. People start looking. People are not slowing down, not paying attention. You know, they're only aware of what's normal. So when you start adding stuff that's abnormal, like a car accident or having to slow down in a spot where there's not a stop sign, people's brains don't function as well doing that. And so that's where mistakes happen, and that's where more accidents happen. So it was definitely important. Tyrone did the right thing. He loaded up the car that was disabled badly. The F-150 did fire up and would move at least far enough to get off the road. I fired it up, drove it up onto the truck to make it fast, to get loaded and be done. You know, there's just a whole lot of stuff going on in that intersection. Somebody turned in front of somebody else in the intersection there. So, neither here nor there, but that intersection's a bad intersection in Rock Springs there. A lot of accidents. It's fairly regular, and I don't think it has anything to do with the design of it. It's just a really busy intersection with a whole lot of stuff going on. And Rock Springs is a small town, and so it kind of makes sense that the biggest intersection in town would have the most wrecks in it as well, which it does. But it's definitely got a lot of stuff going on. You got arrows, you got merging lanes, you got different stuff like that. People turning, you got double lanes turning. And there's not really another intersection in Rock Springs that has as much going on in the intersection as Gateway and Dewar does. So that's kind of why there is that many wrecks. And I'm going faster than the variable speed limit, but they still have the variable speed limit down to 55. I'm running at 60. But yeah, I try not to speed through them. The roads aren't too bad right now, but they could ice up at any time if it gets any colder. These roads will freeze. Yeah, so you always have to kind of keep that in mind. You know, a lot of times people see these variable speed limit signs and be like, well, the road's dry. And it might be. But, you know, the conditions change so fast around here that it could have been icy 15 minutes ago. It could have been wet 15 minutes ago. You know, it just changes so much so quickly that, you know, it's good to follow the variable speed limits. I mean, they definitely change them regularly. The officers radio into dispatch, which actually changes the variable speed limit signs. And so it's as the officers need them changed, they'll change them. If any people slow down, they'll do it. They'll change them for wrecks ahead and emergency equipment up on the interstate. And so it's really important to follow them, because if they have them knocked down, say 45, and you don't see something, well, it could be, and even dry roads, there could be a wreck right around the corner that you don't see, and they're trying to get everybody to slow down. So it's really important to follow the variable speed limit signs. Like, I know they're kind of an inconvenience and people get aggravated about them. And sometimes you drive through and you're like, well, it was no problem. But, you know, it's important to follow. I mean, it's the law, but as a tow truck driver and emergency equipment operator, it's definitely important to follow them. I follow them, and they've saved my butt. So it's good to do. So we'll get out to the yard and we'll get this thing unloaded down in the lot, and then we'll be ready for the next one. this F-150, it ran into that Mazda over there. We got both vehicles on tow. It did some front end damage, deployed the airbags on the F-150, but it wasn't too bad. The Mazda took the brunt of it for sure. So I'm going to get this thing marked into the book and get the ticket wrote up on the tow. But other than that, that's pretty much about it. Thanks for watching. Merry Christmas.